It's all action here. Media Watch. James Creedon installs. He arrives with his entire circus, including his laptop. How are you, sir?
Not too bad, Mark.
Okay, this is always the fun part of the show. Even when we deal with serious stuff, we manage to make it at least convivial, which is a good thing. Now, we're starting with the Middle East and the situation there, and a possibility that the equation that no one can solve, how to get peace in the Middle East, may well, not quite be cracked, but we could be getting there.
Right.
But
Well,
it's from a different source.
this is something that the Time news feed picked this up today. This is Time magazine. They pick up the kind of, what would you say, the viral news online. Okay. A lot of American news agencies have been talking about this. Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's a well-known US sitcom. Stars Larry David. Seinfeld, he's the creator of Seinfeld. He plays himself as a sort of a neurotic New York Jew character, and he's got all his friends, and they're in showbiz, and they've moved over to LA. It's funny stuff. I have to say, I've enjoyed it in the past. And there's one particular episode where there's a clip which has gone viral online, and it shows Larry and his Jewish American friends having a bite to eat at a Palestinian restaurant. And I suppose we should take a look before we say any more. Let's take a look.
I've never had chicken like this.
I don't know what the hell they're doing.
I don't know. It's like unlike anything I've ever even tasted.
What about this place? Look at these posters. Huh?
Yeah, they do not like the Jews.
Huh? Look at that one.
Ooh.
You're probably the only Jews that ever walked in here.
Ever. What these people should do is send their chicken over to Israel.
For the peace process.
Mm-hmm.
They take down all those settlements in the morning. Believe me. You know what?
Okay,
anyway,
so chicken's the answer.
Chicken's the answer, and afterwards they go on to say that it would be the perfect place for two Jews who are having an affair to go for dinner because their wives would never come in, or whatever. It's kind of... So in any case, a Harvard law professor by the name of Alan Dershowitz, if I'm pronouncing that correctly...
Dershowitz, the very famous lawyer, yeah.
There you go. Anyway, he sent the clip to Benjamin Netanyahu, and he said, Benjamin, you and Mahmoud Abbas need to sit down together and look at this clip because I think it's hilarious. You need to sit down and look at it. And, if you both have a good laugh, maybe it could kickstart the peace talks.
When Dershowitz raises an issue, people tend to listen. So who knows, it might actually do something. But maybe they could go to that actual diner and do it that way.
Absolutely. Maybe kind of have a remake of it. So they're saying, could Larry David be the solution to a pretty complex problem? Probably not. Let's face it.
Okay, we'll monitor that one here on France 24 Media Watch. Definitely, James. Make sure you do that. Now then, Saif al-Islam and the London School of Economics.
That's right.
This controversial link groans on, and there's a new development.
All right. Well, there were a couple of developments I was looking at online. The Telegraph says not alone was the London School of Economics involved in all this, but the Foreign Office asked Oxford University to perhaps give him a place. It never happened in the end, but the pressure was put on by the Foreign Office, which is obviously
the Foreign Office.
Apparently, that's pretty embarrassing, I guess, for them now. Some years down the line, but this I think is even more bizarre. The Guardian has this piece of news. Saif al-Islam did a doctorate at the London School of Economics. Now, his thesis apparently argues for foreign military intervention in the case of illiberal regimes. So essentially, he's arguing for exactly what happened to his father's regime in Libya.
That's remarkable, isn't it?
It's extraordinary, and the details are pretty amazing. I think I have a quote, the international order has a responsibility to protect the basic rights of the citizens who live under non-liberal governments. And he goes on to kind of reason that. And essentially, what happened in Benghazi, where the civil society said, hey, help us out, and Nicolas Sarkozy argued for I suppose, military help in some way, shape or form. His thesis argued for exactly the same thing.
So his thesis said that, and of course, when it happened in Libya, he completely went ape and argued against it and ranted and raved and said, we will trace you to the very end and make sure that you're all defeated.
He had a different opinion back in the day in London. Yeah. But the other twist in this story is that his thesis is actually being examined by the London School of Economics for plagiarism. So maybe he didn't even write it. In any case, he comes out of it looking pretty bad.
Oh, it's a whole can of worms, isn't it? Completely.
It is.
Okay, the worst book ever. Not written by Saif al-Islam?
No, not yet. Okay. Well, it might come out yet. This is a Publishers Weekly. It's a kind of a publishing and literary magazine, and they have a blog here. Microwave for One by Sonia Allison. They said that this is actually the worst book that has ever been written. And they go on to tell us why, and, well, they kind of give us their opinion on it. If I could find the quote, it would be...
Oh, Sonia Allison.
Well, you see, it was released in 1987 when microwaving was probably a little bit more glamorous, could you say?
Well, it looks like a very glamorous 1987 microwave, doesn't it?
It's leaning on the microwave.
Glory be.
So the journalist says, the diet, what is it again? Sonia Allison is best known for her masterpiece of tragedy, a book whose title and cover is so rife with sadness that one almost has the urge to brush the invisible tears from her face as she leans over her microwave and her food spreads. And there's various comments then afterwards imagined by the writer from, you have one guy saying, it used to be that I got home from work and the only, this is very dark actually, that I wanted to put in my mouth was the cold barrel of my grandfather's shotgun. Then I discovered Sonia Allison's chicken tetrazzini, and now there are two things. So it's pretty dark humour.
James, thank you very much indeed for that one. James Creedon there with Media Watch. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks.
Stay with us. We've got lots more to come here live from Paris, right up until midnight. We'll have all the news, all the sport, and some culture. That's all coming up in the next slice of the programme, including as well the calls from this lady, Navi Pillay, who says that Syria is on the brink of civil war and that 4,000 people now have been killed in the crackdown. All that to come. Stay with us.